I'm sick of emotions you want me to feel. Popping pills and taking shots. How long will it take for this pain to heal? I'm sick of these dreams. Got me questioning faith, am I on the right team? Looking for Joseph so he can come and tell me what it means. When I lie down, I won't be afraid and my sleep will be sweet. It's 2 in the morning and I realize that scripture just wasn't for me. You're delivering peace, that my anxiety keeps returning to sender. Gotta be losing my head. Somebody come take my hand off this trigger. Even though my days look cloudy yet and still you shine. And you may not come when I want, but Lord, you've been right on time. But why do I feel like I'm losing my head? I can't sleep at night. I'm tired of the hurt and acting like everything's fine. I need your peace of mind. I need your peace of mind. Lord, I need your peace of mind. Why do I feel like I'm losing my head? I can't sleep at night. I'm tired of the hurt and acting like everything's fine. I need your peace.
Every night, no sleep, can't go. Worry on my mind like a Kango. I feel like James Harden, I got no defense. Yo, I be getting hit from every angle. My heart on the stretcher, it feel like I fell from the body like feathers. But where's my effort? I should be thanking you, cause it could be worse. And truth is the Lord, I know better than this. It's all in my head. When did fear even crawl in my bed? In my bed. God said he wouldn't leave me, no forsake me, so why am I scared? Of the lions and tigers and all, and things that convince me I lost, but I am not lost. Gotta bear my own cross, and he gon' see me through it all.
Even though my days look cloudy yet and still you shine. And you may not come when I want, but Lord, you've been right on time.
Right on time.
Why do I feel like I'm losing my head? I can't sleep at night. I'm tired of the hurt and acting like everything's fine. I need your peace of mind. I need your peace of mind. Lord, I need your peace of mind. Why do I feel like I'm losing my head? I can't sleep at night. Tired of the hurt and acting like everything's fine. I need your peace.
Yo, welcome back to another edition of Dragon Sports Live. If you just tuning in via Instagram, via Facebook, or YouTube, this is Dragon Sports Live, ladies and gentlemen, and this is just not your typical podcast, but it's your podcast that talks about baseball, football, and basketball. We also provide you with music from you, any music that you have written or made and sent to me. It is supported and played here on Dragon Sports Live. You can catch Dragon Sports Live on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and including Anchor. And soon you'll be able to listen to it on DragonSportsLive.com, the website that, DragonPro.com, not Dragon Sports Live, DragonPro.com, my new improved website. More pictures. You can also check out work that I've done, pictures, shows, events. All that will be on DragonPro.com. You can also catch Dragon Sports Live there as well. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let's talk about this baseball, because y'all know right now we are in all season, coming up on spring training and the Cactus League and all that stuff. That lets you know that time is flying. Everything's flying. We almost gonna have another season of baseball, but like I said, we got a couple signings. So last Friday, the Mets signed Jeff McNeil to a 4-year extension that's worth $50 million. On top of that, right-hand pitcher Ian Kennedy and outfielder Clint Frazier signed a minor league deal with the Rangers. So Rangers adding up that, you know, I think Clint Frazier still has a little bit more left to prove. Didn't work out with his last team, but you know, they gonna sign minor league deals. They gonna work out. Now that doesn't necessarily mean you're on the main roster. It could mean you on the minor league, but they can pull you up at any time. Kind of like the D League and G League when you get signed up, or XFL and NFL and CFL. Like you can still get signed to a potential NFL team either way. So that's the same thing with the minor league, AAA, AA. All those, you have the potential to still come up and play in the majors. But also with a minor league deal, you also can go through spring training and you can make the team that way. Because some teams got to cut down their rosters, and they just got to they got to put in their work. Braves signed manager Brian Snicker through 25, so they get him a stitching, as well as pitcher Max Fried. He will make about $13.5 million instead of the requested $15 million. So what that means, he lost his arbitration. Braves won the arbitration. Like I say, arbitration is basically like hearings for a player if they feel like they're gonna plead their case. If they feel like they deserve to have more, then they gonna do what they gotta do. If they don't, like if the organization or after the hearings and they look at everything else and they don't, then you get what they was like, okay, you're gonna either take this or you can leave it. Some players win arbitration, some players don't win arbitration. So it's a win-lose situation, but you know, you can overcome it. You always got next year. Max Fried can potentially be another player who's went on arbitration consecutive years. So, well, this is his consecutive year being on arbitration. It is what it is. The Tampa Bay Rays, they signed Fairbanks to a 3-year, $12 million extension. So that's good for him. And Scott Rowland was the only player to make the Hall of Fame this year. He had 76.3 votes, and you need the threshold is 75%. So and he was in his 6th year of eligibility. No other players made it. The second closest was tied Helton with 72.2% of the votes. Like I said, you need 75 to make it to be enshrined in the Hall of Fame. And now this is through the writers, the writers committee. So you got that. I think a lot of the people that's eligible this year, some of them was dealing with or I should say was mentioning in the, the Mitchell report about the steroid use. So we'll see where it goes from there, how it goes, if Ty Hilton will get in next year, or A-Rod, or any other people. Mark Burley, I think, was on there. It was a couple people on there, but a lot of these players was, like I said, mentioning in the steroid PED use thing. So the best of the luck to them. I hope some of them get in there. Some of them get in there based off stats. And it just made me think about, Fernando Tatis Jr., even though he still got about 20 games to serve when the season starts. But it's like, what would happen when his time come? Like, is y'all like, oh, well, he did this and that, so no, he doesn't get in, type thing. That's the things that I always wonder about when it comes to certain things like that. What's gonna happen for those players that's actually doing good? Who has a stout lineup, by the way, too? If you look at the lineup, but we'll see. as time goes on, we'll see. Royals signed right-hand pitcher Zach Greinke to a deal for 2023, so it's a one-year deal. I'll disclose that details once I get them. I didn't get the details for that. And then former Cub, who also helped the Cubs win the World Series title in 2016, Dexter Fowler, he's retiring after 14 seasons. So big ups to them. Like, you also retired as a champion because, like, say you won with the Cubs. He's just a great all-around player. Well-rounded. Just a great player. So, and then we also had right-hand pitcher Darren O'Day, who retires after 15 seasons. So that's good for them. And then taking over for the voice of the St. Louis Cardinals play-by-play will be Chip Caray. You know why that last name sounds familiar? Because he's following in his grandpa's footsteps. Harry Caray, who voice of the Cubs as well as the Cardinals. So, following his footsteps, big ups, congratulations. Now, if it's a spot open for commentators, let me in. I'm down. I'm down. Because I do want to do sports announcing, like I want to announce baseball. I just want to be involved in that field. So, no matter how you look at it, I'm always doing something sports related, whether if it's with the camera, whether if it's with the mics, the audio side. I'm always doing something related, but soon as one day you'll see me on TV doing a play-by-play for baseball or softball or just basically whatever sport. And I'm just do what I do. But big ups for Chip Caray for taking over the St. Louis Cardinals as the play-by-play. We keep moving on. So the Marlins will get right-hand pitcher Matt Burns. Not Matt Burns of, retired basketball player. No, Matt Burns from the Boston Red Sox for Richard Bleaver. So Marlins get that, adding that, boasting up their ball pen, depth, and all that stuff. And Dodgers extend Miguel Rojas through 2024, which is good. But they also will retire the number 34 jersey of pitcher Fernando Venezuela. So he joins a great company of Jackie Robinson, a couple other players that have, like, he's I believe it's the sixth player to have their jersey retired. So big ups for that. You are rocking with me on Dragon Sports Live. So I do have more music coming down on the show. We got Tofu Jack coming up next. Cause Fix It is what's next on Dragon Sports Live. You rocking with Dragon Sports Live. Catch me on www.dragonjumppro.com as well as youtube.com. Type in Dragon Jump Productions and you shall find all the work. You even will find this show being broadcast to you live. Check it out. This is Tofu Jack with Cuz Fix It here on Dragon Sports Live.
They infer a whole lot outward appearance, but they don't really know. What I look like smiling while the world is wildin', and they're not the least bit sad like the smallest violin. So I'm here to try again. And they say never mind again. He called me out that dark into his light, and now I'm dialed in. Todo fuego, no fumar. Who knew we could go this hard? And my music drive is so alive, I record in my car. And my dad did high jump back in college, used to raising bars. And he bought me my first rap beat, guess he's used to raising bars. Going all in, no poker table. White boy rapping, I know the label. Harry quit, I know the fable. God's not dead, he's more than able. My voice is hoarse, I'm far from stable. Back in the kitchen, pass the ladle. Eat these beats, it's more than tasteful. Fix these reps and I pass a plateful.
All fire, no smoke, what's happening? I'm a stand-up guy, all laughing. Spit cold like winters in Aspen. Slam poetry, I'm snapping.
Put the pen in penitentiary. This life is so exciting, even if they never mention me. I just Googled all my past and put it in my history. I'm allergic to BS, this flow is antihistamine. I think we just went full Poseidon, making waves with all I say. Been shining bright just like Orion. Lion shield to block their shade. Shout to Goliath, why you trying? You know God numbered your days. That Philistine lacks self-esteem. He gon' have to learn today. Not much I can do for you if you're choosing misery. All that toxic, I can stop it. Don't let it live next to me. Your girlfriend, boyfriend feeds you poison. You say it's a mystery. I'd say that you're lovesick cause you're locked up, but hold the key. When will they learn though? It's inferno. I can do just what I want. I get you higher than the fire when you go to like that blunt. Evil Knievel of the steeple. I swear I do all my stunts. I hit this pitch right out the park, even when they call for bunt. Blaine, I heard there was a murder at the masquerade. They're getting faker by the minute at a faster pace. So I know the task today is to put that mask away. Making this that last charade. We don't have to mass mistakes, and we've made some mass mistakes. Man, what are we doing? Dropping crackers at communion. Man, that's a mass mistake. Waiting for the mass to break as we sail off in the distance. Cause this guy mistimed that line without asking for it.
All fire, no smoke, what's happening? I'm a stand-up guy, all laughing. Spit cold like winters in Aspen. Slam poetry, I'm snapping. All fire, no smoke, what's happening? I'm a stand-up guy, all laughing. Spit cold like winters in Aspen. Slam poetry, I'm snapping.
Robert, I talked to him about last night. Looks like we just got the band back together.
Blaine.
And Lowry.
Hey.
Blaine said he's got the beats. I told him let me at him. By the chorus I was hooked. I just gotta have him. He left Texas for my show. Said he wouldn't miss it. Now we've got this new wave and it's looking vicious. Got no apology out of my odyssey. Don't even talk to me. This what it's gotta be. First they were mocking me. Now they are rocking me. Share my life right away. Autobiography. Red octagon. You are no longer stopping me. My head is spinning but no one is stopping me. Reaching my goals like I play for a soccer team. Checking the clock but you really should watch for me.
Ooh, you lucky I'm the bigger person. Ooh, you lucky I'm the bigger person. If I was smaller, wouldn't even better. I take a swing and hope to God that you die. Ooh, you lucky I'm the bigger person. Ooh, you lucky I'm the bigger person. Think I'm blind just because I'm kind. Crunching looking on repeat in my mind. Let me slow to speak. Quick to oh yeah, so now you wanna play the victim? Sweet lang akala ba I live victim? Your words are meaningless to me, they empty syllables, synonym to cinnamon empty. So now you wanna play the victim? Come again, listen the victim. Make my head itch and I smell fire. Check your pants for ashes, you coward. Let me breathe. Slow to speak. quick to listen. Let me breathe, breathe. Let me breathe, breathe. Start to speak. Quick to listen. Damn, man. Good God.
Please, God.
Must I be much nobler than these pigs? These pigs.
Pearls before pigs.
Help me to be wiser than these tricks.
Be wiser, 'cause this is
These tricks.
crazy.
Now I must be
So I
the
gotta be the
bigger person. Person.
Okay. I'm tired.
Let me breathe. Let me breathe. Slow to speak. Quick to listen. Breathe. Breathe. Slow to speak and quick to listen. Let me breathe. 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 Speak. Slow to speak. Slow to speak. Listen and quick to listen. Let me be, just let me be so quick to listen. Lucky I'm the bigger person. You lucky I'm the bigger person. You so lucky I'm the bigger person. Ooh, you lucky I'm the bigger person. You lucky I'm the bigger person. Like that. You lucky I'm the bigger person.
Welcome back to another edition of Dragon Sports Live. I'm Dante Payne. If you just tuning in, it's going down, y'all, because it's Super Bowl week. It's going down. Super Bowl is this upcoming Sunday. So, with that being said, we got a lot of coaching changes that happened to us. Yeah. A lot of coaching changes. So, I think, let's just start off saying I think the Vikings defense just got revamped. They're going to hire Brian Flores as defensive coordinator. He was with the, because he's firing Ed Dontrell, because they did fire their defensive coordinator. But he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers last season as a senior defensive assistant linebackers coach after being fired by Miami following the 21 season. So, yeah, he's with the Steelers, but he's going back as a defensive coordinator. Now, keep in mind, he was a defensive coach and defensive coordinator, so he's a head coach. And I think most teams actually built this way. If you look at a lot of the coaching staff, especially like Dallas, you got Dan Quinn, who's also a former head coach, as your defensive coordinator. Like, if you're a defensive-oriented coach, which I think, and I'm just saying, because as far as the Bears instance, the Bears lost the monster, like we used to be called the Monsters of Midway. We had a good defense when we had Fangio as coach. Even John Fox as a coach. Lovie Smith is a defensive mount coach. So if y'all gonna stick with that, with the defensive coordinator y'all hired, cool. But I need y'all to bring back that Monsters of Midway. I need y'all to be able to stop the run game. Make people weary of y'all. Make them want to see what y'all are capable of. Make y'all be the monsters again. And that's what I'm looking to see. So, like I said, a lot of coaching changes. Big ups to Brian Flores for being hired. And, you know, keep going. But big ups to them for being hired, you know, doing what you got to do. I think that would probably, to be honest, that would revamp the Vikings defense. They had a good offense, but their defense falling off. Like I said, they had good offense, had some good defensive games, but it wasn't quite good enough, especially in the games that they lost. But with Brian Flores, I think y'all gonna be on the upcoming. I think y'all gonna be going up, and we'll see how the year goes. It depends on if y'all let him call the plays for defense or whatever. I think it's gonna go up. Broncos and Saints basically make a trade. So Sean Payton is now the new head coach of the Broncos, right? Hired as head coach. But here's the thing, they traded for him because, you know, Sean Payton didn't get fired by the Saints. He retired from the Saints. He stepped away from the Saints and was in the booth announcing games and stuff. So basically, Sean Payton falls in the category of quarterbacks that not quarterbacks, head coach that got traded. You know what that means? The Saints get a 23 first round pick, as well as a second round pick for Sean Payton. Now, here's the question though. Was he really worth a first round pick? They had to give compensation like I said, the Saints still had the rights to head coach Sean Payton. And Sean Payton already said that Russ Wilson would not have an office in the facility. Like, your job as quarterback, you come on the field, you go to the practice field, you work out. Why do you feel you need an office in the facility? So, that's been said. He said it won't be no office in the facility, but we'll see how that goes. And what's the word? And we'll see what Sean Payton will bring to Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos in the upcoming season. But speaking of upcoming seasons, the XFL is just around the corner, everybody. The XFL will kick off on the 18th. So after the Super Bowl, we're going to have our Spring League football, the XFL. So I'm excited for that. I'm also excited because you'll see people like Josh Gordon playing in the XFL, players that was in the NFL or not currently on the team in the NFL. You'll see them. So I'm super excited for that. I'm waiting to see what The Rock is going to do. You know, how's he going to do it? Is he going to do it different from Vince McMahon? A lot of the teams are still the same. Most of the rules are still the same from there, but got a few rule changes. And like I said, I'm excited to see what's going on, what The Rock is going to do. It also still gives me more football and also Canadian football too. Like, I can always watch the CFL and I'll be watching the XFL. So let's see how that goes and how that works. I'll keep y'all posted on that. Falcons hire Jerry Gray to be assistant head coach and defense coach. They also hired Nielsen from Alabama as well. So two of Alabama's Nick Saban's staff are joining the NFL coaching staffs. One is going to the Falcons, and one is going to the Saints, I believe it was. Not too sure about that, but I know it's two of his staff is now in the NFL, so he got to fill those positions on the college level. Chargers, on the other hand, so the Cowboys fire or part ways with Kellen Moore, right? Kellen Moore, 2 days later, gets hired by the Chargers as offensive coordinator. Now, I didn't think that Kellen Moore did anything wrong with the Cowboys. he was calling plays. It just sometimes it came down to poor decision making. Like the play could have worked to a T. It just you threw the ball to the wrong person. That didn't fall on Kellen Moore per se, but they had to blame somebody. That fell on the offensive breakdown. Like, yeah, he called a play, but there's more than one option in that play. You can't just I'm gonna go to CD Lamb. If most teams know that CD Lamb's one of your top receivers, they're gonna have coverage on him. So it's like that came down to decision making, not solely on the play that was called. And I really thought Kellen Moore did a hell of a job with the Cowboys in the past 3 seasons that he's with the team. I thought he did a hell of a good job. Saying they was in the top rank in offensive categories his past 3 seasons. So I just was like, maybe it's a time to change. Now, Jerry Jones did say that McCarthy would call the plays. I don't know how true that would be, but we'll see. And they are keeping Dan Quinn, as I mentioned earlier. And they also named Brian Schuttermeyer as team offensive coordinator, but they said that McCarthy would call plays. So let's see how that work out. Now, Schuttermeyer has been in the league 22 years, offensive coordinator, offensive assistant. So, and he's been with the team for a while too. So let's see what happens. Maybe it'll mix it up. Maybe do a mixed community thing like the Patriots was doing. I don't know. I'm curious to see. There was a menacing charge that was dismissed on Bengals running back Joe Mixon. So that charge has been dismissed. Don't know if the NFL will lay down any punishment, but that charge will be dismissed. And following this year, so starting, I want to say March 1st, June 1st, that we're going to have a cap increase. Yeah, we're going to have a cap increase. So the cap would be at $224.8 million, which is a $16 million increase from last season. So let's see with that cap increase, how would that affect certain players like Lamar Jackson, who still hasn't signed yet, and other players that got potential contract updates or that wants a contract extension. So let's see. And then, even though the Pro Bowl, I think was a big success this year, because one, like, yeah, people want to see some tackling and all that, but it was about the players having fun. It's like you supposed to have fun and not get hurt. You supposed to it makes it fun. You had 3 games, 3 quarterbacks. Each quarterback had a game, and each AFC and NFC had 3 quarterbacks. There was 3 flag football games, and it was something weird. Like they was used to tackling all the time and not tackling. So it was a different experience. Actually, because I sat there and watched it, it looked like it was pretty fun. I would love to have been there. But like I said, they didn't tackle. If you tackle, you drew a penalty. Flag football rules. So I thought they had pretty much fun, but Commanders add former Raiders offensive coordinator Scott Turner, who was let go by the Commanders, to their staff. So he's going over to the Raiders now, and let's see what's going to happen with that. Let's see what let's see what's going to happen with it. Let's see what they're going to do with Derek Carr. Is they going to let him go? They did give him permission to look at other teams in trade option, and he kind of joked about it during the Pro Bowl, but we'll see. Like, right now, it's just speculation at this point. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't even know if you're going to get contract extension. So, let's see what happens there, because y'all know Derek Carr is the brother of former Texas quarterback David Carr. too, in case y'all forgot. So let's see how that goes and where that goes from there. And we'll see. Coming up, we got some more music on there. We got Rich from the Pole, Richathon coming up on Dragon Sports Live. And then we also want to talk about LeBron James. How, and the Lakers Celtics game. And how close is LeBron to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for passing all-time leader in points. He's close. And more coming up on Dragon Sports Live. But right now, let's get back into some music. This is Rich from the Pole, Richathon. Check it out on Dragon Sports Live. Yes, sir.
Shout out DG Product, you hear me?
From the pole where it's cold, ayy, ayy. Now my homie, you don't know, man. I see through you, boy, you phony. Roll up, what up, smoking OJ. Shout out to the fucking OGs. Mike Willie, Steve-O, Wody, Denzo, them my brodies. Packing the mail is gone. I'm not the baby, but my chick is strong, yeah. When I pop X, I'm feeling myself. I'm just so far in my zone. I'm an alien ET. My mama need me to phone home. Niggas talk shit on the internet, but in person don't be on the chrome. Richie Rich, I'm not the one. I'ma box you, I don't need a gun. I could do this shit for days. I'm just starting, y'all having some fun. Diamonds, they shine when I step in the sun. Jordans, they fresh, but I like the ones all white like cocaine. Nigga, what is you smoking? You need like call me the dope man. Shipping the pack across the ocean, stacking them dividends. You know me, up to the ceiling. My mama told me to be careful when I'm walking out the door. These drugs got me walking, looking at the flow. Women steady lurking on my Instagram, trying to be involved in my life. I blocked the plans, swerving in the band, suitcase full of bands. On a mission, man, I just need the money, fuck the fame. I done seen niggas change, then tell me I'm acting strange. I done heard bitches tell me time and time again that I ain't shit, and I never will be. How you women feeling now that I'm inside my Duffy? Up late, I'm vamping, guess you could call me Buffy. I've been working too hard to let them niggas snub me. From the pole where it's cold, ayy, ayy. Now my homie, you don't know me. I see through you, boy, you phony. Ayy, ayy, roll up, what up, smoking OJ. Shout out to the fucking OGs. Mike Willie, Steve-O, Wody, Denzo, them my brodies. Packing the mail is gone. I'm not the baby, but my chick is strong. When I pop X, I'm feeling myself. I'm just so far in my song. Ayy, ayy, I'm just so far in my song. Ayy, 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 I'm just so far in my song. Ayy, ayy, ayy. Shout out to this product, man. Y'all already know what the fuck going on.
I'm so alone. Don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam, Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
What not do, babe? Hard to get to you, babe. Relax, take off your shoes, babe. And let it do what it do, babe. And your dreams won't fall. Your sass will set the mood. Cast this way, don't you drown. You might get a little woozy.
I'm a shooter, baby, don't get too close. Leave your panties at the door. Let me take control. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. It's time to put my third to sleep. I bet this dick will make you more. I got that never leave me alone. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. It's time to put my third to sleep. I bet this dick will make you more. I got that never leave me alone.
Bum, bum, bum. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dragon Sports Live, where it's going down on the live. Literally, it's going down on the live. But no, Dragon Sports Live is not just your typical sports podcast. It's your sports podcast that provides you with baseball, football, NFL, as well as music from you. Music that you made, music that you want to be heard. Independent music, soul music. It's music that you have provided. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dragon Sports Live. I am Dante Payne. If you just tuning in, and the NBA season, it's been getting hot. I'm gonna just say it like that. It's just been getting hot. Let's say it like that. 1. LeBron James is 36 points from passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the most points all time. 36. So he could do that in 2 games. Within the second bus. Or he could do it in 1 game if he decide to have a 36 or 40 point, another 40 point game, which he done had quite a few of those this season for his age. He's surpassed Michael Jordan on that instance. So, just talking about LeBron for a second, all these accolades, he surpassed people and didn't realize it. Like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, others. Now, championship-wise, they still got to upbeat him. Now, if he went like a couple more championships, then yeah. But he really just wants to play with his son, and he may hold out and last and do so. Especially if the way his son's been playing and the way he's been, yeah. He might hold up. He might hold up really well. I'm just going to say it that way. So, let's see. And then, y'all know the last game, the Celtics-Lakers game, right? That game, I can see why LeBron was jumping up and down, but did you have to get so dramatic about it? No, there was a foul call, and I hate to say when the players know it, everybody, the fans know it, and then y'all come around and say, oh, yeah, that foul, it should have been a foul call on that. What is going on with the refs? Are y'all just sitting there watching the game instead of doing the job? Y'all got one job. Blow the whistle when y'all see a call. Don't act like y'all didn't see the call. Even if you didn't see it, you can hear the slap. I'm blowing a whistle. Now I'm going to find out who did it. So, yeah. I'm blowing the whistle. I'm just going to tell you like how it is. I am blowing the whistle. I don't give a... I'm blowing the whistle. I'm straight blowing the whistle. Kirby will be sidelined probably through All-Star break. He had a knee. He had a knee injury, Don't know what the extent of that injury is yet, but definitely had a knee injury. So, that being said, hope for the best. Hope you get well. Hope you can make it through All-Star game. We'll just take it one day at a time for that. The Suns Mercury purchase is now official, as well as Suns president and CEO Riley resigns too. So they'll Tosai will be looking for a new CEO, but the purchase is official now. So he's the new owner of the Phoenix Mercury as well as the Phoenix Sun. Got 2 teams under your belt. We did have a couple trade requests. So Kyrie, now he's been doing so well, just staying out of, doing his thing, playing ball and all that stuff, and all of a sudden now you want to be traded? You want it out? Why do you want it out? Was it something that you weren't doing? But okay, yeah, he got some traded. The trade deadline is Friday the 9th. So, okay, got your trade request. 2 days later, I see coming through my phone on Bleacher Report, ESPN, that Kyrie's heading to Dallas. For who? So Morris and Kyrie's heading to Dallas, while Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith is coming to Brooklyn. Brooklyn's already been doing pretty well, and y'all basically got 2 players out of that one. So y'all got Dorian Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie is now back in Brooklyn because that's where he was at before he started moving around, like before he got traded. So now he's back at Brooklyn. Dinwiddie's already having a career year this year. He went nutty in the last game that they played. He had 37 points. Yeah, 37 points in that game. And like I said, he's improving. He improved a lot. Dorian Finney-Smith was coming back into his game, so that adds to the Nets. They already got a young squad with Cam Thomas coming, the second youngest player to score 40 consecutive points. Cool. Let's see, but I want to see how this pairing would be, Kyrie and Luka. That's what I want to see. Luka's still hurt right now with a heel, and Kyrie might make his appearance Wednesday in the game. With Luka usually a point guard, and so is Kyrie. How's that work? Both y'all are ball-dominant guards. I want to see how that was going to work. Y'all feel like y'all going to get a title run? And I know Kyrie can work without the ball sometimes, too. I've seen him do it with the Nets. But I just, like I said, I want to see how that's going to work out, how that pairing's going to work out, how it's going to go, and what's going on. So, and you got Morris, who's a good veteran coming off the bench. Definitely for that. Like I said, I want to see how that's going to go and how that's going to work out with that. We also got a couple of other players who the requested a trade. Kormas of the 76ers requested a trade. Now, some of these people request trade because they're not really getting the tick there, or like you got multiple big men that's ahead of you, and yeah, you like 4th on the depth chart. So some people request trades that way. I want to know if the Bulls gonna do anything about the trade deadline, or if they're gonna keep the core. Like, I feel like we're there. We're just missing a couple pieces that necessarily don't need the trade deadline. Like, we don't need to trade away anybody. More like we can sign somebody. So that's happening. Free agency is open for the WNBA, everybody. And with that being said, we had Candace Parker heading to Las Vegas. Last season played with the Sky, won a championship, won Chicago's Sky's first championship. And then we also got Courtney Vandersloot heading to, I think she was heading to New York, if I'm not mistaken. So we got that as well. Yeah, Courtney Sloot heading to New York. And then Brianna Stewart is also heading to New York. So it's like Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Akausu, Courtney Vandersloot. They're trying to push New York to be a super team now. I kind of like that league, because Vandersloot led the lead in assists per game 6 times and is considered a premier playmaker. Then you got Sabrina Akausu, who's a triple-double person, number 1 pick in 2020, as well as Jonquel Jones, who they, like I said, that was in via trade. So Akausu, Stewart, Jones, Vandersloot. That's a pretty decent sounding team for New York. Jonquel Jones will handle things down low. Akausu and Vandersloot gonna handle things on the outside. So with actually that's your forward, because Stewart plays inside too. Or they can both play inside, outside. So yeah. Let's see how that goes. Seattle Storm signs guard Ariella Garantes. And Amanda Zahui was acquired by the Aces. Traded to Washington for a 2nd round pick. So let's see how that be. Now, other teams that may got the blunt of it, like I said, Chicago Sky, they lost Candace Parker, Courtney Vandersloot, Azurá Stevens. Not Azurá. Allie Quigley, who's the wife of Courtney Vandersloot, is taking a break but not retiring. Not officially retiring yet, so it's like, okay. And then Sky also signed Isabella Harrison. Oh yeah, it is Azurá Stevens. But they also signed Courtney Williams from 2 as well. So it's like, it's a lot of signings that's going on, but I'm curious to see what is goals of those teams and how that mixes it up and how those teams gonna look up. I'll let y'all know more when I find out more and I do my research. I'm gonna let y'all guys know. But till then, this is Dragon Sports Live. I'm Dante Payne. I will be signing off. I'll catch you on another episode of Dragon Sports Live. Peace out, y'all. Cheers.